Often we hear people say, if they're Christian, they say, I love the Lord. And if they're Muslim, they say, I love Allah. You heard these people, yeah? And you ask them, if you love the Lord, or if you love Allah, then how come you don't follow what He showed us to do? And they tell you, oh, you don't understand. You don't know my heart. You don't know my heart. I love the Lord. I love Allah. You meet some people like this? You know what I mean? Huh? Well, if it's a Christian or a Jewish, and you ask them, you know the 10 Commandments? Clearly it says, don't lie. Don't lie. And don't steal. It says it in your book. But when you do your income tax, if you said you believe in the Lord, but you cheat on your income tax, you're stealing and you're lying. You're stealing and you're lying. And in your book it says you can't steal and you can't lie. He said, but I love the Lord and the Lord loves me. They do that. I grew up around Christians, is what they say. Or if you ask a Muslim, he say, I love Allah. You say, brother, you love Allah, but we don't see you follow Islam. He said, you don't know my heart. You ask a sister, why you don't wear hijab? I love Allah, that's enough. Allah knows my heart. My hijab is in my heart. When they say, I said, maybe we need to have open heart surgery and get it out of there. I mean, you know, this is dangerous, maybe something wrong, I don't know. But we always hear people talk like this, don't we? I was reading in the Bible, in the New Testament, many years ago, and I found a passage when I was preaching, and when I read it, the people got mad at me. Because it says that Jesus told the people that if they love Him, that they're going to have to obey the commandments. If you want to be with me in paradise, He's telling them, you have to follow the commandments. You have to obey the commandments. It's what it says to them. Now, we don't even know for sure what the real Bible was anymore, but at least what they're carrying in their hand with them is telling them to obey the commandments. But you ask them, why you don't do it? You don't know my heart. Just the Lord knows my heart. You ask them, why you don't go to church? They're supposed to go to church. It's a commandment. You don't go to church. You see, you don't know my heart. Another commandment is never take God's name in vain, but yet you say bad words and you use God's name in a bad way. They say you don't know my heart. I'll come back to the Muslims again, and I find something similar. Muslims have commandments in the Quran, yes or no? It tells Muslims clearly about what they should eat and not eat, drink and don't drink. You know what I'm talking about. Tells them about boyfriends and girlfriends. Yes or no? Uh-huh. But when you say anything, they say, you don't know my heart. What are you doing with this girl over here? I was giving her dawah. Now maybe he's telling the truth. After all, the word dawah, it means invitation. Yeah, I heard that. Now, when one of our brothers came from Arabia to the United States, he'd never been around women except that they always have the black robe, everything on, abaya. So he's standing there. He just got off the airplane, he's like this. And we said, Abdullah, what are you doing, man? You're supposed to look down, drop your gaze, man. He said, it says in Islam, we're allowed one look, and I did not blink yet. You know what I'm talking about. And if you ask him, he's going to say, but I love the Lord. I love Allah, and Allah loves me. And this is the excuse that Jews, Christians, and Muslims have been using over and over and over. They claim that they love the Lord, but do they really? What is worship? I want to give you an expression of something. I want you to think about it. A little boy comes home one day to his mother and he says, Mama, I love you. She said, well, isn't that nice? He said, yes, ma'am, I love you. She said, well, then why don't you go out in the kitchen and wash the dishes, because I have diabetes. You know what's diabetes? You can't stand on your legs because they swell up and you have sugar problem and all. Okay. She said, well, you just go wash dishes for me. It'll be very nice for me and I won't have to get up. He said, no, but I love you. She said, you love me, you're not showing it. He said, I'll show you this. Look, I brought this for you. Chocolate candy. She said, I got diabetes. I can't eat that, I'll die. He said, yeah, I know. But I like it. I'll eat it for you, because I love you. Now wait a minute. The next day he comes in again. Mama, I love you. Well, isn't that nice? I really love you, Mama. Okay, why don't you go outside and mow the lawn for me? Mow the lawn, because I have asthma. And if I go out there and mow the lawn, it's going to get, and I'll be sneezing and coughing and I can't, so go out and mow the lawn for me. No. You say you love me? Yeah, I love you. And I got something for you. Look, I brought for you flowers. I got asthma. I can't be around. The flowers get the flowers away from me. I can't be around the flowers. Yeah, I know, but I like them and I'll smell them for you. Now, you can see real clear from the example I gave you. Does the boy love his mother or does he love himself? Which one? It's clear. It's so clear. So when somebody said, I love Allah, where's the proof? Where? Now, I already quoted to you some things from the Bible. Why don't I talk about the Quran for just a minute? Is there a verse in the Quran that tells you about love for Allah, and how to demonstrate it? Let's look. Chapter 3, verse 31. Al-Imran. Kul in kuntum tuhibun Allah fattabi'uni yubbikum Allah wa yaghfir lakum dhunubakum wallahu ghafurur rahim. And this is Allah telling Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam what to say to people when they say, I love Allah. Say, if you really love Allah, follow me. Then Allah will love you. And He will forgive your sins. because He's the forgiver. He's the merciful. When does Allah love you? After you follow Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Is it okay just to say I love Allah? No. This verse makes it very clear. If your worship is for Allah, follow the messenger. Ati Allah wa ati Rasul. Obey Allah and obey His messenger. How many times do you find this in the Quran? But there's one verse in the Quran when it just says Ati Rasul. Obey the messenger. Obedience to the messenger is obedience to Allah.